Compliance is an area for the emerging manager in particular that often gets overlooked, given the fact that the restrictions or regulations are not as strictly in place for them as it might be for a larger fund. At Willow Oak, we really operate with this idea that early adoption of a strong and very deliberate compliance program is important. It supports the future growth of the fund. It's the same idea as like nobody should develop bad habits early on because bad habits are hard to break. So Willow Oak, again, takes over all of the compliance logistics for the fund manager so that they can stay focused on the portfolio itself. How do we do this? We from the get-go, we kind of take a look at all of our affiliate managers' offering documents. We establish policies and procedures in accordance with the offerings themselves. These are specific to each of the funds. It's important to get into the details for sure. So we build a policies and procedures manual and then use that manual to dictate the regulatory operations of the fund on an ongoing basis. We establish and adopt code of ethics. We also have the capacity to implement cybersecurity protocols, archiving protocols, all of this documentation procedures, things like that, which are extremely beneficial to a small fund and critical to a large fund and its operations, both from an operational perspective as well as a fundraising perspective, as many institutional allocators look to these established practices as a must before they even consider an allocation. Additionally, we handle all of the due diligence process. We produce the due diligence materials. Willow Oak maintains memberships both with a compliance firm as well as membership organizations like AMA, which gives us access to AMA's premier documentation. Their DDQ is really the industry standard, and so we have access to that. We then deploy that at the fund level for each of our affiliates, which is great. And then we also handle at the fund level all of the regulatory filings, Blue Sky, Form D. We work in conjunction with the manager to conduct regular trainings on the compliance program that's set forth so that everybody is on the same page and there's a high level of transparency amongst everybody. A lot of cohesive understanding amongst the team because we really do operate as a team in that manner. Additionally, through the Willow Oak network, we've been able to develop kind of a committee structure which allows for peers within the network to serve on committees helpful to compliance and due diligence for the emerging manager. Often these single man operated shops, they kind of lack the decision-making structure that might be in place with a larger firm that has, a big analysis team, things like that. So we've been able to establish committees, risk management committees, regular management, investment committees, which peers serve on in order to challenge the thinking, the status quo of the portfolio manager, and ensure that adherence to all of the fund activities set forth in the PPM are certainly being accounted for.